Dear God, I got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black, you might love your people, but they may not love you back. For more than 400 years, we've been under attack.
Peace, King. How you feeling? Can you hear me?
What's happening? Yeah, man, I can hear you. Can you hear me on my end?
Oh yeah, most def. First and foremost, man, I want to thank you for coming on the platform. It's truly an honor. Man, you definitely made musical history. You got a song that's cemented in a lot of people's minds. You know what I'm saying? When we hear that record, you know what I'm saying? It takes us back to a special place, a special time. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Hmm.
want to thank you. You know what I'm saying?
No, thanks for having me on, man. And yeah, I'm assuming I see the last name, so you're gonna have to pronounce it for me. The first name is Tay. I'm assuming, right?
It's Taye
Ta-
Uhuru. It's a name that I chose for myself. Taye Uhuru.
Taye Uhuru. Okay, perfect, Taye, man.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
pleasure being
Oh,
on.
oh yeah. I appreciate you, King. I mean, for the viewers that may not recognize you, let them know who you
Yeah.
are, and definitely let them know where you from.
Yeah, for sure, man. For those who don't know, obviously I go by the name of Mims. That's my professional stage name. You probably remember records like this, Move If You Wanna, and then one of my biggest records to date was a record called This Is Why I'm Hot that I released in 2006, which became the number one record in the country around 2007. So I've been able to like tour the world, see the world, and just be a part of this magical thing called the music industry or music business.
Man, that's amazing. Speaking of touring the world, man, I'm in Dubai right now. It's about 2 a.m.
Nice, nice, man. I spent a lot of time in Dubai, man. So, is that where you are you stationed there now? Like, do you stay there or are you on vacation?
I'm on vacation, man. I'm a world traveler. I've been to about 70 countries, so I'm always bouncing around. So that's why on my side it look kind of crazy, but once I edit it, I'm gonna crop my side out. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
you got it. You got it. That's what's
Yeah,
up, man.
just
Dubai's
kicking
a
it.
good place, man. How you
Yeah,
enjoying it?
it's real cool. I've been here a couple times. I mean, I think it's an amazing experience. I'm from America. I'm a Black American, but a lot of our people, man, they don't even get to leave the city, let alone the
Yeah.
state or the country. So.
No, it's a beautiful thing, man. Just to get to see other cultures and how people live. And Dubai is one of those places that, oddly enough, only like 10% of the population over there are actual Emirati. So like even when you're in Dubai, you can kind of get hit with a lot of different culture being out there. So I spend a lot of time there as well, but I always appreciate it. It's a little bit of a, I like to say it's like a mix between a Vegas and like a Miami. But obviously, with its Islamic background, like culture, you get a lot of that culture out there. So anything from Eastern Europeans to Muslims. Uh, so it's a lot of stuff going on in Dubai. I always love it when I go there.
Yeah, man, you hit it right on the head. It's very diverse, man. And I was gonna ask you because, I was definitely doing my research on you. Now, you done toured all around the world. You even got a chance to tour in Africa and Sudan.
Hmm.
What was that experience like? I mean, outside of the fact that you're doing what you love to do, but just getting to see and rock crowds and places like that.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought up Sudan. Sudan was actually a really special concert for me because uh, and I know obviously we see a lot of these places in the news, especially different nations in Africa in the news. Sudan being one of them because there's always obviously some sort of a civil disruption going on in that country, and I was doing a peace concert for them, so I had to get invitation in from the government to be allowed to actually perform there. So I was one of the first hip hop artists to do a public concert in Sudan. The first, from what I was told, the first to do a public concert in Sudan and be granted that permission. So um, what I loved about, being, 'cause I've done Tanzania, I've done Nigeria, um, done different countries in Africa, but I when I was young, what I was told is that, when we look at, from especially my age demographic, um, that Africa was like this uncivilized world where people were running around with spears and like the way it was always presented to me as a child, was depicted really negatively. And then when you get to go to these countries and you get to see how inviting the people are, and the fact that they look like really look like us, um, it starts to open your mind to say, man, like all the stuff that I've been told in history class may not have been presented the right way. So to see it in person is a whole different blessing, man. So yeah, I love that the Sudan show itself, but for me, the experience of actually being in Sudan, um, performing for the people, meeting the people, eating the food, seeing the culture, on that's something you can't be replicated any other day or any other time, for sure.
Wow, that's amazing. And like you said, you got to go to Nigeria and Tanzania. Man, Africa got more countries than any other continent. There's almost 60 different nations in Africa, you know what I'm saying? But we usually generalize it as this one monolithic place, but it's actually the most diverse continent on Earth, not just for humans, but for animals, dinosaurs, plants, wildlife. You feel?
Absolutely, absolutely.